Hi, everyone, and welcome to our community. I am your host, Erica Fernandez, and our guest for today on Talk the Walk is Naman Gupta. He is the founder of Code Effort. This company processes everything that is left after a cigarette has been smoked. So let's welcome Naman. Hi, Naman. Can you start this interview by telling us, a little bit about yourself? Where are you from? Where did you study, etc.?
Thank you. First of all, thank you, Erica ji, and your esteemed organization, Bharatvani, for having me here and giving me the opportunity to speak with you and interact with your beautiful audience. So, I would like to congratulate you, firstly, for building such a powerful and proactive platform that is revolving around sustainability and climate change action. So it is the need of the hour, and I must say it is the need of the minute
Yeah.
to look for solutions and work towards a common goal of solving the problem of the environment. नमस्कार दोस्तों, मैं हूं आपका अपना नमन गुप्ता। मैं वही इंसान हूं जो आपके सिगरेट बट्स को रिसाइकल करता है। I am the man who recycles your cigarette waste, and I am 26 years old. I am born and brought up by my beautiful parents in the Delhi NCR region. So all my upbringing was done in Delhi and specifically Noida city. I have a BCom background before I started this venture of Code Effort Private Limited. So after BCom, I started pursuing my venture and we started working on this concept. Besides, and along with this venture, I am currently pursuing MCom. And if you ask me about my personal introduction, so I am a social entrepreneur by choice and a nature lover by heart. Thank you.
That's nice. That's so sweet. So, can you tell us a little bit about Code Effort? How did you start? Where did this idea come from, and what is your vision for this?
Definitely. Very nice question. I am very happy that you are asking about our company. And initially, when we started this venture of Code Effort Private Limited, so this concept of cigarette waste management and recycling just started with an identification of the problem.
Hmm.
Like one fine day, I just identified this problem of inappropriate disposal of cigarette butts. So while I was in my college time, so we had a bunch of friends out of which a few used to smoke. So while they were smoking, they didn't have any appropriate option to dispose their cigarette butts. So they just ended up by throwing it in general ashtrays
Hmm.
or flicking them on the roadsides because they didn't
Yeah.
have any option to dispose them.
Yes.
So it just intrigued me that what is really happening with this kind of waste, and is it really harming the environment? So
Hmm.
through our research and through the facts that we read on various search engines like Google, so we understood the problem that this cigarette bud, if
Hmm.
we talk about its composition, it is like a plastic form.
Hmm.
99% of the people, even the smokers, don't consider it as plastic. We generally assume it that it is a cotton type of material,
Hmm.
but that is a misconception that I would like to clear out, that it is made out of various plastic
Hmm.
materials, specifically cellulose acetate. So it takes a lot of time to decompose. Generally, it takes more than 10 years to decompose, and every one cigarette butt can contaminate more than 500 ml of water if it comes into the contact of the water.
Hmm.
Now, how is this problem alarming? Is that in India, to be specific, because we have our company is completely Indian
Hmm.
and we are proud to be considering ourselves as the India cigarette waste recyclers. We are very proud to be the Indian company, and 99.9% of our process, all the equipments, everything is Indian. So leaving everything aside, that the in India there were no specific guidelines or proper mechanism to collect the cigarette butts. And
Hmm.
in India, we have an estimate of around 100 billion cigarettes are being consumed every year. So, that just wakes up from the problem that
Hmm.
more than 50 billion liters of water is being contaminated just by these cigarette butts. So, with this identification of the problem, we just didn't uh, think on it. We started acting over it. And through our continuous efforts and through our continuous determination, plus on a special note, through the support of the public audience, all the viewers, all the social media companies, PR agencies, and even our valuable customers, we are here to solve this problem of cigarette butts. And Code Effort Private Limited is a collective effort to eradicate the cigarette butts in the most
Hmm.
environmentally responsible manner. And the code here stands for conserving our depleting environment. So we are trying to conserve our depleting environment butt by butt, each butt at a time. So this is the introduction of the company.
That is nice. That is nice. And so, what is your vision for this?
So right now, with this venture, we are trying to solve this problem of cigarette butts,
Hmm.
and we are trying to eradicate or minimize the extent of waste and the extent of climate problems, environmental problems that it is creating. But because I am passionate towards business and I call myself a social entrepreneur, so there is a percent of requirements that we need to cater to in order to survive and keep our
Hmm.
business running. So we
Hmm.
have devised our business in such a way that those people who collaborate with us either in our waste management policies,
Hmm.
if they are just collecting the raw materials, if they just want to join hands by working with us on full time or part time, if they want to volunteer. So we have devised our system in such a way that besides solving the problem of the environment, we are also providing employment opportunities to thousands of people across India. Currently, we have operations in more than 200 districts across India. We started our working in Nepal in June 2021. So we have come a long way and we are trying to increase our business and to scale up our business as much as possible so that we can cater to this problem to the largest extent as
Hmm.
possible and to provide a livelihood and employment opportunities to those people who are deserving, not to those people who just need it as an
Hmm.
additional income. We try to
Hmm.
collaborate and we try to touch upon those target groups who do not get the appropriate opportunity or the appropriate guidance,
Hmm.
or they don't have the adequate resources to apply for some high qualified or a white collar job. So
Oh,
my duty personally is to encourage people to join hands with us and besides cleaning the environment and serving the mother nature and the beautiful India, why not give them an option to make money also?
yes.
So we have devised our system in such a way that anybody and everybody who works with us is getting well paid and we can call them self-made.
That's awesome. I really like what y'all are doing, even with like the employment. That's awesome to hear. Okay, can you tell us, where do you collect all these cigarette butts from? Like, are you have a tie with restaurants or other companies?
Right. So this is like a on-field question for me and widely asked. Everybody asks how, because the first question that comes is how do you collect it? It is like such a tiny object that nobody cares about it. Like what
Hmm.
and like I said that cigarette butts are the number one littered item across the entire world.
Hmm.
Besides that, through our experience and through our learnings, I have experienced and I can definitely vouch on the factor that it is the number one ignored item also. That everybody, even if you
That's
see any
true.
smoker flicking away the cigarette butt, it is like generally acceptable and
Hmm.
it is considered a normal phenomena. Like
Hmm.
it has imbibed in our culture. So nobody cares. So we have tied up with various NGOs. We have more than 6 to 7 target groups through whom we are able to procure our raw materials, the
Hmm.
cigarette butts. And
Hmm.
like I said, that we have a business model. So we are based in Noida city. Our factory, the factory where we process the raw materials is in Noida,
Hmm.
but our collection centers are across the entire nation. So this is like a supplier agreement that we have. So anybody who wants to do a small scale business and just wants to manage their district's cigarette butts,
Hmm. Hmm.
and
Hmm.
if they want to sell their cigarette butts to us, so we will provide them with a business rate in exchange of the raw materials that they will be
Hmm.
sending to our
Hmm.
factory. So
Hmm.
it is like a B2B, sorry, like
Yes.
a business
Hmm.
agreement,
Hmm.
a supplier agreement. So it's a win-win case for us. Like we can focus on our recycling uh, segment more instead of just focusing on how to procure the raw
Yeah.
materials.
Hmm.
And the person whom we have assigned a particular district, be it Mumbai, Pune, Bangalore, Chandigarh, anywhere, Kolkata, any part of the nation. So
Hmm.
that person, whatever time, whatever money, whatever investment that he is doing towards collection of raw materials,
Hmm.
collection of cigarette butts, so
Hmm.
he is getting paid for that efforts, and he's getting paid for the raw materials that he has supplied.
Hmm.
So we get the raw materials from, so our roads, resources of procuring these raw materials get widely exploited. Like the limit is unlimited. Like there's no limit from wherever we can procure because we are
Yeah.
purchasing that raw material.
Hmm.
So it helps us in procuring cigarette butts at a larger scale, and the people who are supplying the raw materials are making money by supplying us the raw materials. So this is how our supply chain mechanism works out.
Awesome. So, how did you, you know, think about doing this? What was your, that moment where you said, okay, this is what I want to
The main changing, like this is the changing point of my life, that before starting creating awareness or building a company, first we developed a system through which we can recycle the cigarette butts to the best possible extent.
do.
So we started researching about on ways how we can recycle it, and after recycling, what all products can be made. Because recycling is just one part. Sales of those products will also needs to be understood.
Yeah.
So after various trials, testing, failures, we developed a solution so that we can recycle the cigarette butts to the extent of 99.9%. So once we had the assurity that we can recycle it, so
Hmm.
later on we started developing our business and started learning while we were working on it, because I didn't know and I didn't really expect that I would be talking with you and giving you an interview and featuring our business model and various other platforms also. So we didn't really think, or we didn't just have the vision to just be on the TV. We started
Uh,
working on the ground level to solve this problem.
yeah.
So that is why we are still in the market, and we are continuously scaling up. There's no looking back. When we started and after we had the recycling mechanism there, that was the turning point for me, and that boosted me and gave me the confidence that we can develop this idea into a foolproof business plan.
So, what all products do have you made from the cigarette butt?
Yeah, this is like the most beautiful question that I feel, and because I consider that whatever products that we make are an art form, it is not automated. So we are producing artifacts. So our product ranges are currently keychains, accessories, cushions, pillows, mattresses, soft toys, and mosquito repellents, to name a few. And all these products are made from recycled materials. After we have collected the cigarette butts, it goes
Hmm.
through a separation process, manual process. This separation is a manual process done by our skilled teamwork. So after separation, the paper that is over the filter, the brown and
Hmm.
white paper covering,
Yeah.
is disintegrated, and from the paper covering we
Hmm.
produce mosquito repellents, which is completely fit to use in domestic areas and completely human friendly as well as pet friendly. Apart from that, from the polymer, it is being used as a stuffing product. So we stuff it into various products like cushions, soft toys, and
Hmm.
other products that I already named. From the tobacco, because some people don't consume the entire tobacco.
Hmm.
So we also convert the tobacco into organic compost powder because tobacco has natural pesticide and
Hmm.
insecticide properties. So it is fit for plantations and nurseries. One point that I would like to add for a recycling process here is that the process that we developed, like the changing point that we had
Hmm.
when we understood and we had the solution ready, is to ensure that it is a zero carbon footprint model and we don't have any carbon footprints. So to
Hmm.
ensure that our recycling mechanism is completely carbon neutral,
Hmm.
we recycle the wastewater also that is generated while treating the polymer, because
Hmm.
the polymer is being treated using biodegradable and organic chemical compositions. So after treatment, we generate a substantial amount of wastewater, which
Hmm.
is recycled and used in further batches. So this way, I can ensure and we try to keep our system and our entire business model transparent. So it is just my obligation to inform all of you that our system goes through various procedures so that we can ensure that we don't have any carbon footprints.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Well thought through business plan, I must say.
Well worked upon. It's
Yeah,
just not a
very
thought. Well worked upon. Like we
yes,
didn't,
yes.
I didn't think of the water initially, and like I said, separation. So I didn't know that it needs to go through a separation process. So we learned
Hmm.
each and every step through our struggles and all our obstructions that we faced. So right now we have a system
Hmm.
which is completely flexible and our experience speaks on its own.
Yes. So how long has this been like since Code Effort has been there?
This company was incorporated in 2018,
You have
so we'll turn three in the coming month, September, on 25th September
congratulations.
2021. Yeah, thank you, and I'm really glad that we have reached this landmark. It's
Yes,
almost more than
most
1,000 days. So the first 1,000 days are the most difficult days for any company, and
hmm.
if they survive these 1,000 days, so I believe they can survive for 10,000 days also.
Yes, very true. So can you share an interesting story or an incident that had happened which you're not going to forget? It can be something that's something funny that had happened while you were going through this whole process of innovating Code Effort, or it could be a memorable moment that happened.
Interesting wise, like I live my life and our company is entirely an interesting topic. Like if you discuss about it on
Hmm.
larger scale, or if you just keep on asking questions, I'll answer to you and we'll have a 2 hour long session. But every day is an interesting day for us, and we don't know what comes inside the door on each day. So we live it to the fullest and we enjoy working on each and every day. The interesting comments that I see on the internet, on our videos and various platforms, that somebody, because in India, waste management is a very underrated topic
Yes.
currently. It
Yes.
is an emerging topic,
Hmm.
and various people are changing their mindset, but there are certain amount of people who still consider waste as a downgrade topic
Hmm.
or
Hmm.
below qualified job.
Yeah.
So we are trying to bring about the change among the consumer thought process and the consumer mindset, that even if you are a recycler or even if you are a waste manager, you
Hmm.
have some certain dignity. And right now, as personally Naman Gupta, I represent you. I am a kabadi wala. I
Hmm.
am proud to call myself a kabadi wala. And this kabadi wala can speak very fluently in English also. So
Yeah.
there are various people who cannot even speak English fluently in India. So I'm much more qualified but doing this kind of work because I don't find anything bad in waste management. It is just like cleaning our own house. I
Exactly.
consider the Mother Earth as my entire Mother Earth as my own house, and it is my moral duty to
Yeah.
keep our surroundings clean. So the most interesting comments that I feel is that those people who comment us as scrap dealers or kabadi wala. So I believe those people have a very small mindset.
Yes,
So the mindset needs to change, and they should consider each and every task as an as a as an important task. It's nothing like big or small or large or uh, very tiny. It's just
exactly.
that every job has certain duties and
Yeah.
certain responsibilities. So that is the most interesting topic and the most motivating topic, that this motivates me. These kinds of comments motivates me to change the mindset of people more and more.
I love the
Apart from that, there are
enthusiasm.
yeah, there are various instances, but we don't really care. We are currently busy building our business, and we are
Yeah.
currently so much occupied in our own working and our own business segment that we don't consider all the criticism and all these bad words against us. These help us and these boosts us.
Yeah, motivates.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what I think what you're doing is very important, and if someone says anything negative about it or calls your names, that I mean, people are going to talk. Might as well just let them. You can move on
Yeah.
with your life.
Yeah, it's not our duty to
Exactly.
judge anybody or make everybody
True.
correct. हर चीज में
True.
सही गलत नहीं होता है, mindset है. So we
Exactly.
cannot change everybody's mindset, but if we can try to solve the problem,
Yeah.
then I can say when I die and I go to the Almighty, I will be proud to say that I did something for the society. So
Exactly.
yeah, so he will validate all my efforts and all my time that I devoted
Hmm.
by helping me reach out to the heaven.
That's awesome. So, as an entrepreneur, you must be facing, a lot of pressure and stress. How do you deal with this?
Yeah, very important. Stress and pressure. I basically don't stress upon anything because stress is just an hypothetical estimate, because you just keep on thinking and overthinking and stressing upon anything, but the outcome will be decided when it happens actually. So it's no point stressing about on anything. But yeah, pressure is important. You need to feel the pressure of the society, you need to feel
Hmm.
the pressure of your colleagues, even your parents. You
Hmm.
have people who are looking on you, and there are people who take you as an inspiration and a role model in some or the other way. So you must feel the pressure of others, and you must feel the pressure that if you don't take action, like when we started, we just identified, but we took action.
Hmm.
That is why we are here. So
Exactly.
you need to take action, because if you don't take action, then our future generation will more get pressurized more and more, and they will feel the burden of these problems at a
Hmm.
larger scale. The
Yeah.
amount of problem that we as a generation, as current generation, the amount of problems that we are facing are already huge. So if you think about our future generations who will be coming up in 2050 or 2100, so they are in a very dark state of mind, and their their future or their reality is in complete darkness.
Hmm.
So it is time to let go all the discussions and let go all the questions that you think and all these questions on which you stress upon,
Hmm.
and feel the pressure from within, from the external forces, and those forces that you cannot even feel or think about. So it is very important to feel the pressure, and once you are pressurized, you are determined and you work on the final goal more consistently. So
Hmm.
it is very important. If you just don't feel the pressure and if you just take it lightly, then the problem won't get solved. You must
Yeah.
feel the pressure, and even if you have reached success, then also you must feel the pressure. Then how can I attain this
Hmm.
amount of success, and how can I reach to a higher level? So there's no end, and remain under pressure every time and keep on doing your efforts each and every single minute to build your business from scratch to greater heights.
That's nice. Is there any message or advice that you would like to give, our young entrepreneurs or anyone who's starting a business?
Yeah, I have one very small message for all the entrepreneurs out there, and even just not entrepreneurs,
Hmm.
to all those humans or all those people who are doing 9 to 5 or any kind of job. It's just a small message, and I made it exclusive for Bharatvani because it will be done for your platform. So you must have heard DIY procedures, do it yourself.
Hmm.
So as an entrepreneur, and to all the entrepreneurs, shout out for all the entrepreneurs out there, that entrepreneurship is completely dependent upon DIYs. That entrepreneur initially does not have anything. Yeah,
True.
he doesn't have anything. He does not have any adequate knowledge. He does not
Hmm.
have adequate resources.
Hmm.
People charge you for giving your time for mentorship. It is very difficult to raise funds and build a business. It is very difficult for entrepreneurs in the beginning to make the business idea acceptable to the customers.
Hmm.
So there are various challenges and problems. So every entrepreneur goes through DIYs. He does it everything. Like
Yeah.
when you start a business, you are the customer care representative. You are the person who is mailing everything. You are the person who is answering the calls. You are the person who is doing meetings, and you are the same person who is sweeping the office. So
Yeah.
the tasks are done 90% by yourself,
Hmm.
but the message here is that instead of just doing DIY, you must do DIFY. What is this DIFY? Do it for yourself. As an entrepreneur, it is not necessary for you to build a business that is just acceptable by the customers.
Hmm.
And you don't need a validation if you feel your business idea is good.
Hmm.
And if you feel that you can work out even after facing n number of failures, you must do it for yourself. You must DIFY. Because if you do it for yourself, and if you convince yourself that this idea will work out, and this idea has potential to solve the problem of the society and provide a better option to the consumers, then
Hmm.
there's no stopping. Even if some VCs don't accept your pitch and they don't understand your idea, it is just a stepping stone for you to learn and do it for yourself. And if you DIFY, then you will defy, like DEFY, you will defy all the bad words and all
Hmm.
the
Yeah.
criticism that other people have, and you will emerge as a successful entrepreneur and represent India worldwide. Thank you.
That is so sweet. Thank you. Thank you, Naman, for your time. That's all that we have for you for today.
I hope I I hope I did well.
You did. It was amazing to hear about the journey and, all the knowledge and experience that you shared with us for today. Thank you so much. And I want, and, Bharatwani would love to hear many more innovations from your side. Congratulations on your 3 years. That's going to happen in a month. And
Thank you.
all the best.
All right. Thank you for your
Thank you.
time, and best of luck.
And that's all that we have for you folks for today. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're interested in knowing many such innovations, do sign up at bharatvani.in and don't forget to like and share this video.